Hello and welcome to this new special episode of Continuum Gaming, accompanying the 120th episode of Continuum Gaming. And as you already see, we are talking about the best games in the genre adventure games, and at least in the first 120 episodes I covered. And it's, as you may have guessed, quite hard to find one candidate that is really the best one, because there are a lot of great games in this genre and I just like the genre itself. And so it is really hard to choose from all of those great games and get just one really best game out of it. So this is extremely subjective. Maybe even I will, for example, judge this in, let's say, 3 weeks differently than I do now. And because of that, it's really hard to get one of the candidates here to be the best one. So if, for example, your game is not included in this, which you really like a lot, or whatever your favorite game at some way or the other, don't be angry or don't be sad about it. It's really just that there are that many, that great games available there that it's really hard to choose from. Especially, for example, with Artifex Mundi. As you can see, we have one of the games of Artifex Mundi in here. So Artifex Mundi makes a lot of great adventure games, and because of that I had to limit it for each developer for just one game to be in here, because otherwise we would have a list of 20 or something to choose from for the candidates here, and I didn't want to have that many nominees here. Yeah, so as you can see, we are talking about die drei Fragezeichen, which means the 3 question marks, more or less. We have Artifex Mundi with in this case Tiny Tales, and we have Time Trap from Crisp app, and the die drei Fragezeichen, the 3 question marks, are from the USM Verlag. And yeah, I choose all of them because I think they are quite special. They have their own niche somehow, and I really like them all, and because of that I just wanted to show you a few of them. So let's have a look at the first one, which is die drei Fragezeichen, or 3 question marks.
Gut gelaunt kehren Justus, Peter und Bob von ihrem Zeltausflug in den Santa Monica Mountains zurück.
Yeah, and there's an intro which will tell you that they are coming back from a trip they made, and that they are coming back to the junkyard where their office is, and the 3 question marks are more or less 3 different guys who are trying to solve puzzles, or better to say, who are detectives and who are trying to solve puzzles, as that is their job.
Hier habt ihr Kirschkuchen als Proviant, aber Justus, nicht alles auf einmal verdrücken, hörst du?
And in general they are astonished about that there has been a murder, probably at least, at the junkyard where they have their office, and now they have to try to solve that. And there are a couple of different very nice puzzles in here. It's fair to play and it's a nice thing to do. You will come across several characters on the way, and in general it's quite a nice thing to play this game.
Wenigstens habe ich Blackie schon versorgt. Frische Streu, Wasser.
Especially since the setting is quite normal, so you may more or less have a couple of tasks to do, which are quite logical, and like that they are solvable more or less quite easy.
Ausgezeichnet! Kommen wir zu Testphase 2. Ich entnehme dem Artikel, dass der Millionär an Altersschwäche gestorben ist.
Jetzt ab auf deine Stange.
If you're not after a detective story or something, this game is not for you, because if you, for example, are more a fan of fantasy or stuff like that, this is not going to be what you are searching for then. But in general, I really like this game, and yeah, just have a look at it. It is really fun to play.
Justus, sieh mal, was ich für dich habe.
Aber eine sonderbare Sache untersucht.
Nennt mich Ethan. Wer von euch ist nun wer? Dürfen wir dir unsere Karte überreichen? Ich bin Justus.
Oh, and by the way, the characters are called Justus, Peter and Bob.
Holla. Jetzt
Puh,
Ganz schön anstrengend. Aber wenn Mr. Jonas neue Regalbretter wünscht, dann kriegt er sie auch. Ich hoffe nur, Mrs. Jonas hat etwas Nachsehen.
Licht an?
Hervorragend. Ich will euch gar nicht weiter belasten. Um die Kombination kümmere ich mich ein andermal.
Chefsache.
Yeah, and since this is a detective story, you really have to solve a few different cases. And in this case, we will, for example, get to know one of the characters in a better way, because she is not what she seems to be.
Nur um herauszufinden, was es mit dem Erbe auf sich hat. Oh, jetzt erkenne ich auch Ethan.
Warum sprechen Sie nicht mit ihm?
Yeah, and there you have it. This is the first game created by the USM Verlag, which is called Die drei Fragezeichen. And it's, as you can see, a quite modern setting. And in contrast to that, I wanted to show you Tiny Tales from Artifacts Mundi, which is really more like a magic or magical part. And it's a Tiny Tales game.
Yeah, and if you are more into fantasy stuff, then this game is really something for you, because it really has very, very nice graphics. It's really nicely animated for such a game, and there are really a lot of things to explore and get used to, because there is a couple of magic involved and there are different other things you really, really will like in this game.
Rose up and became a hero. This is the story of Max.
It's all about small people in the forest, more or less, who are living there. And yeah, let's have a look what's going on there.
My father to come home.
Oh, hi there. Traveling debris for the tournament? Oh, not? Too bad. I hear that the prize is good. Well, maybe you'll change your mind. Good luck.
Home sweet home.
There are different difficulty levels in this game. As you can see, you have to collect stuff, you have to work with different people, and you have to talk to them. You may want to have a look at your spell book and stuff like that. It's really nicely done and there's a lot to explore here.
Who are you? And what are you doing here?
I've come for what you owe me.
And additional to the main storyline, you will find different mini games on your way and other things you can play. And it's not even that you only have to choose from one mini game. You can, for example, just skip it, or if you don't want to skip anything, you can, for example, choose a different mini game to solve the same puzzle. And as if that would be not enough, there are, for example, different achievements you can achieve. For example, like getting lightning in this case.
What do you think you're doing, you little spy?
I am not a spy.
What are you doing here?
Let her go.
And one of the things I even found quite unique in this game, so there are not many other games where you can do that, is that you have some kind of a fighting system. So be a hero and try to more or less rescue this little princess here.
get you yet.
Thanks, but I could have handled it on my own. If you change your mind, I can take you to Bree. But first we have to repair the saddle.
Yeah, and isn't it magical somehow? I really like that game. It's really a great game to play. The story is great. The tasks you have to solve are quite nicely done, and I really like it. Yeah. So let's have a look at the last candidate here. The last candidate is Time Trap from Crisp App.
Yeah, and Time Trap is more or less a quite typical Wimble build game, but with a very interesting and intense mood with it. So it's really all about a post-apocalyptic part, and all you're doing here is going to play Wimble build games in different setups, and they are quite hard to solve because there are really a lot of things going on the images itself. So if you are not that much into Wimble build games, this might not be the case for you, or the game for you, better to say. And so have a look at it, see if you like it or not, and just play it around. There are of course mini games in this game too, and yeah, the rest is more or less about all the couple of different places where you have to solve different Wimble build games. So have a look at it, look if you like it. If you are into the more dark kind of games, this is the one for you.
Yeah, and there you have it. That was Time Trap by Crisp App. And yeah, as you may have noticed, the really interesting part about it is the setup and the graphics, of course, and how all of that is done. It's really a nice little Wimble build or point-and-click game, and you should have a look at it.
And the winner is...
Yeah, and it is Tiny Tales, because I really like Tiny Tales for everything that is done in it. It has really great graphics in there, much love in the details of the game. There are a lot of details, there are a lot of cool story twists in there. I really like all of that, and by that magical setting they are in, there is really much to like about this game, because it's really just not that obvious to do, because you really have to think about and think in different ways to solve the puzzles in there. And the puzzles are at a medium difficulty level, if you ask me, so you can do it, but it's not that easy that you just click it through. So it's a perfect adventure game, and I just wanted to tell you that. Yes, so I hope you had fun with this episode. Please let me know what you think, which is the best game for you. So if you, for example, have a different opinion on this, please let me know in the comments below. We will have a talk about that. And of course, if you like this episode, this special episode, of course, please let a thumbs up there. Click on that button, and if you, for example, want to know more about Continuum Gaming, or you just want to have a look and be notified about other stuff, please be aware that there is this subscription button. Please click on that and subscribe to this channel, because then you will be informed about new episodes that are coming out more or less each week. It depends a little, but more or less each week there is a new episode available. And as you can see, we already have quite a lot of them, so if you want to have a look at a different video, please click on it and have much fun with it. So thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and hope to see you again in the channel. Have a nice day, see you soon, and bye!